I don't remember anything in the fall. I have a whole 2 weeks that's gone on my memory from where I guess your brain just, this is too traumatic, so I'm shutting down kind of thing. Plus when they got me to the hospital, they had me like medically sleep induced. 3 people died within like 2 months last year, and it's unnecessary. I've done the same thing millions of times, you know, stepping off the trail to look over the edge, you know what I mean? It's just, everybody does it, and they don't, it doesn't register in your head.
People had watched you fall. The lady's husband took off running to the road. When he got to the road, a car was coming by. He flagged them down, and they stopped. You know, the first vehicle that came by stopped, and the first vehicle that knew something happened came up, and I was sitting there.
All right.
So I was probably, I wouldn't say any more than 5 to 7 minutes after you fell. I was there getting ready to get down to you, or already to you, because it's a quarter mile around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about that.
You just cut through that.
I left the parking lot at Forest headquarters, went around the corner, unlocked the gate, drove right up the road, and the guy was standing there. He's like, "She's right down there." And I grabbed gear out of my truck and went straight down over the fence and tied off and rappelled down. I remember telling you that you wasn't going to die on me.
They told us that she was alive, but she had paralysis, and they weren't sure how bad it was. And they let us go back into the trauma unit and see her, and she just didn't look like her. She was so swollen. She couldn't talk because of the breathing tube, but she could mouth words, and so she mouthed the words, "What's wrong with me?" And so we went out to the waiting room, and we told her mom, we were like, "She doesn't know she's paralyzed." And our mom was like, "What do you mean?" And we said, "She doesn't remember being told." So we had to tell her yet again that she was paralyzed.
The human body has amazing capabilities to withstand trauma. Amazing capabilities. But typically that means they have to get, you know, some type of assistance to make it through that. Somebody falls and breaks numerous bones in their body and ruptures a spleen, and they get to the hospital in 15-20 minutes, more than likely they're going to live. But if they lay there for 2 hours waiting to get that help, then the body starts giving up. And that's what we're always fighting against, especially areas like Conkle's Hollow. Now, a lot of our kind of remote areas, there's no way in and out unless you use the ropes. You have to go in, and then you have to get them bundled up in a Stokes basket, and you have to get them back up, and you got to carry them so far, and you got to get them to a vehicle, and then you got to drive to the helicopter. All that takes time. And that was one of the things I think with yours that Matt and I think all of us recognized was, of all, I mean, we'd had 3 fatalities at Conkle's within the previous 4 years, I think, and you were the only one that survived out of those. Your conditions were probably worse than at least 2 of those, and you were able to survive. And you know, we never had this opportunity to meet with those other individuals that made a mistake, went off trail, and got hurt because they died before we could get them out. And that's typically what does happen in these remote areas. It's like they're alive for a while, but it's just the time limit takes too long to be able to get them the help they need. We have visitors come from, you know, just about every state in the union come here on a regular basis throughout the summers. Like I say, wintertime is just as spectacular, or something different to see every season. But they also need to respect the dangers that are here. We don't want to turn anybody away from coming here and getting to experience how beautiful a place this is. But the responsibility they need to take with them is that when they do come, there are dangers. And what's oftentimes I don't think is even thought of, and we don't necessarily even think of it that much, but when somebody goes off trail, gets hurt, you've now endangered another 6 to 10 people that now have to rescue you as well. A lot of the people that have accidents, you know, they maybe were one-time visitors or whatever, never had a connection to the place to begin with. They had their accident, we never hear from them. Maybe hear once that, yeah, I made it okay, I had a broken leg, they give us a little rundown. We never hear from them again. you wanted to take a different approach. You wanted to come back and make sure what happened to you doesn't happen to somebody else.
We're hoping that by me telling my story and actually letting people know that, yeah, I was one of those people that made the mistake of going off the trail. You know, bad things happen when you don't pay attention to the rules. You know what I mean? Like, you could either die or wind up in a situation like I'm in, and we just don't want that to happen.
Signs are very impersonal. They don't connect with anybody necessarily, but a picture of somebody in a wheelchair, a picture or a video, even better, of somebody talking to them that can explain their experience, that personalizes the issue a little more, might grab their attention a little more than what just a sign saying stay on the trail, danger, stay on the trail. Right. Obviously, you know, signage and things alone don't work, not 100% anyhow.
I was a little nervous at first, honestly, but now I'm like, you know what, I don't know how many people actually go through the visitor center, but if anybody goes through there and sees it, then hopefully it'll help, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the way I have to look at it. It's like, I can't be embarrassed or nervous about having my face on a TV screen if it's going to save somebody's life.